start with who have you worked with, right? Like in the last 1 month, 3 months, go back 12 months, right? Who have you worked with in the last 1 month, 3 months, 12 months that you aren't in like a real relationship with yet? You're not in a referral relationship, et cetera, et cetera. So that could be any listing agent, for example, right? On this other side of a transaction. That could be a buyer realtor on the buy side that like ditched your realtor or they already had someone and they found you through someone else. So just think about people that you have closed business with that like you're not in a relationship with yet. Second part would be people that fit into that same category that either have referred you but you haven't closed business with yet, or they're working with a buyer that's not in contract yet and you're not in relationship with them yet. They were hooked up with a realtor. I think those two opportunities are the ones I would go after first. That's the lowest hanging fruit. And here's why. When you call them, you have something to reference. You're already a mortgage coach user, a trust engine user, and you're doing total cost analysis. I want to give you a super simple hack. When you make these for a specific person, right, and it's a great strategy, copy it when it's done to a new client profile and just title it what the strategy is, right? So you already made it for a client. Like you can copy the report and then now all of a sudden it's available and you can do a different video on it, et cetera. So you can use your one-to-ones to create content for the one-to-many. Okay, it's just a little tip there. So this in general right here, let me get my video out of here, is someone who wants to downsize, right? So these are retired individuals. They live in San Francisco, relocating to Sonoma County where I live. They have a ton of equity in their house, but they really can't qualify for very much, right? If they don't sell their house, right? And they don't want to sell their house and not have a place to live. They don't want to make a double move. They're in their early 80s, right? They're just like, we need solutions. How can you help us? So I'm showing them here that there are a couple options. And in the first one, I showed them 100% bridge loan. Okay, so this is a bridge loan, 100% financing, private money bridge loan that they could, if they wanted the easiest way to finance it, right? It's just an equity loan and it shows that their payment's going to be 8533. It has $33,000 total cash out of pocket. It's the least amount of money out of pocket option, is that we can lend you the full amount and then you can, move in, you can get everything ready, pay for the mortgage for a couple of months with reserves that you have, et cetera, while you get your other house ready. Now, the number one objection you'll get if you don't counter it in advance, which I'm always trying to counter in advance, number one objection is, oh my God, how much is it? That seems expensive. So how do you take that away? This is the same way you train your realtors, by the way, on the commission side. So what I always say in my video when I'm walking them through this is that, hey, this is definitely the most expensive option, but it's also the easiest option. And when I say the most expensive, just what the cost is up front, it costs about 2.5% of whatever you're borrowing, right? But here's the good news, is that if you execute this strategy correctly, right, you're going to get more money for your house because you're going to stage it. It's going to look presentable. You're going to be moved out, and other people are going to be able to envision themselves living in the property. And you're going to make $25,000 more on that sale by having it in tip-top shape. So basically, it's free. It washes itself out, the cost of this. So I'm countering the objection before it comes up, right? Giving them something to think about more. It doesn't mean they're going to do it still, but you're invoking some expertise, right, on them. You're educating them on a really high level, and you know what the objection is going to be. So that's that option. The second option I showed them is that, hey, I can qualify you with a portfolio program that we have here at my company that doesn't count your departing residents, right, on a non-QM loan. If you just write a letter that your intent is to sell after, right, then we can go ahead and eliminate that. We have to put a minimum down payment of 25% down. They have 25% down. I don't know if they want to liquidate those funds or not, right? But I want to give them the option. So if you would rather do this, it is a lower interest rate and it's a little bit cheaper from a cost standpoint, right? 7.5% would be your interest rate and your payment would be 53.75, but you're coming out of pocket around 279,000, right? So that's a second option that we can help you to buy before sell. And then what I'm showing you in column number 3 is that, hey, you want to keep a small loan after you sell your house. You have already indicated that. So I want to show you that as soon as you sell your house, we can go ahead and refinance you into a loan, a $300,000 balance, and your payment there is going to be $1,975 a month, which is $2,000 less a month than what you're paying right now. right? So I'm showing them that what that looks like. So whether they choose option 1 or 2, option 3 is what they're going to end up at, right? Over the next 60, 90 days. And then I go one step further and I cast out to the future. I go, and the great news is when interest rates drop, and I'm targeting 4.9%, right, as an interest rate in the future, we're going to automatically refinance you. We're going to monitor that for you and make sure that you know when the right time is to refi. Then your ultimate long-term payment is going to be right around 1608 and 63 cents. So this is a great way to help consumers. And how I bring the realtors into this, Dave, is I'm always including the agent, right, on the video options.